guys, Jessica here, the Furry Family Coach. Thank you so much for returning to our beginner dog training series. And in this video, we're going to be talking about jumping. So if you have a dog, whether it's a little dog or a big dog that is jumping up on you, jumping up on other people, jumping up on other dogs, this video is for you. Before we get started, I do want to say, if you are new to my channel, if you're new to the beginner dog training series, first and foremost, this is like, I don't know, the 11th or 12th video in the beginner dog training series. If you have just clicked on this video and you haven't watched the entire playlist, I highly recommend, there is a link in the description below to the playlist. I highly recommend that you start from the beginning. There is a reason why these videos were done in order, and you will need the information from the other videos you'll need all of that in place to be able to conquer this jumping behavior that your dog is giving off. But if you are new to my channel, if you look right down there and that subscribe button is red, go ahead and click the subscribe button. When you do, a bell will appear. Click the bell, select all notifications. That way YouTube can notify you every single time I post a new video, so you never have to miss another video. Okay, so let's get right into this video on jumping. Now, more often than not, I'm seeing people asking me about jumping. They're having issues with their dogs jumping because they have big dogs. But let me tell you, this is an issue also in little dogs. People just aren't as concerned with it. They're not as, like, it's not causing the same problem because they're so little. But this is a behavior that you do want to address no matter what size your dog is, because first of all, the very first thing that we want to do when we have a dog that is exhibiting this jumping behavior, we need to understand why they're doing it. And the reason that they're doing it is because they're happy to see you. They're happy to have guests come into the house. They're happy that another dog is coming over. Whatever the instance may be, they're happy, they're excited. And so the best way for your dog to greet you, that dogs like to see your face because they can read our emotions on our face. So they're jumping up on you because they want to greet you. They want to greet you face to face, and they're happy and they want to see how happy you are, and they want you to be happy. So they're jumping up because they're trying to get to your face. They want to see, they want to greet you, they want to let you know how happy they are that you're home. And while we love this about our dogs, especially the bigger our dog is, it can be problematic. So what can we do? So the first thing we want to do is make sure that our dog is getting adequate amounts of both physical and mental exercise. So if your dog is overly excited and they're not getting enough exercise in their life, this is just going to exacerbate the problem, right? So the very first thing we want to do is really take inventory, like really think about every day, every week, what physical and mental exercises we are providing for our dog, and make sure that if you really think about it, is your dog satisfied with that amount of exercise, whether it be physical or mental? And even if your dog has some physical limitations, we can increase the amount of mental exercise we're providing our dogs. These are different toys and puzzles. We can let our dog sniff around the house. We can teach them scent training. We can do all kinds of things with our dog. All sorts of things we can give our dogs to let them use their brains, which also helps provide physical exercise as well, because when your dog is using their brain, when they're using their nose, they're definitely using their brain, and it engages the whole body. So once we've taken inventory of all of the exercises we're providing for our dog daily and weekly, and we are confident that we are providing enough for our dog and our dog is satisfied with the amount of exercise they are receiving, we can then begin working on adjusting your dog's behavior. So the last thing we want is for a large dog to be knocking us over when we walk in the front door. I get it. I completely understand. I'm with you on this. And I have trained many large dogs on this behavior specifically. So there are really two things you can do, and I definitely recommend you doing them together. The very first thing that I let everybody know to start doing, and this is not something that you can do on its own at all. You need to do both of them together. But the first thing you want to do is start turning your back to your dog. Put your hands, on your chest like this, turn around. And this is not going to stop the behavior, but what it is going to do is start letting your dog know that the positive reinforcement that they were receiving, because they were getting interaction with you, right? That's why they continue to jump on you, because they're getting that interaction with you. They're not getting that any longer. So this is just one tiny little part of what we can then begin doing. But I do recommend you starting this when you start training with your dog. It is, again, not the only thing you need to be doing, but definitely use it in conjunction with what I'm about to tell you. So here's the real key here. Jumping is something that your dog started doing at one point in time because they wanted to see your face, because they want to greet you, because they are so happy that you're home, whatever the case may be, depending on when and how your dog is jumping. But over time, this becomes a learned behavior. Your dog is going to continue to do it because they were receiving positive responses, positive reinforcement from it. Now, what we want to do is take that behavior and redirect it to another behavior. So instead of jumping, we want to choose another cue for our dog to do, another behavior that we want our dog to do instead. For example, and what I tend to teach most people, depending on the level of your dog, depending on the level of training, this is a beginner dog training series, so I'm just going to give you the very most basic thing that you can do with your dog, and that is to replace the jumping behavior with a sit and stay behavior. So what we want to do is when we come home, when you have guests over, and of course we want to start with you, because we want, when you have guests over, that's increasing distraction. So we talked about this in other videos in the beginner dog training series, that you always, when you work on a cue, you then start adding the 3 Ds, which is duration, distance, and distraction. So having other people, having other animals come into your home is a huge distraction. Working outside of your home is a huge distraction. So that is more advanced. It's something that we're going to get to later on. But initially, this is between you and your dog in your home. When you come home, what we want to do is when your dog goes to jump on you, you turn around and then you grab a yummy reward, a treat, something that your dog really, really loves, and we ask for a sit. And when your dog sits, we ask for a stay and we reward. And we continue to reward over, ask your dog to sit, ask your dog to stay, and we reward that behavior. Now, again, if you have not gone through the entire beginner dog training series, we've already gone over the sit and we've already gone over the stay. So you and your dog should have already been working on sit and stay cues separately from this jumping video. This, again, is why I've done these videos in a particular order for you. So I definitely recommend, if you have not already gone through the beginner dog training series, check out the link to the playlist in the description and start from the beginning. So you're going to come in the door and you are going to ask for a sit and reward, and a stay and reward. And the longer and the more duration that your dog can provide in that sit and stay, you're going to reward again. And so what we're doing here is we're building up a change in behavior, right? We're letting our dog know that when we walk in the door, they sit and they stay and they get a reward. This is a behavior that is going to replace the jumping behavior. So the better you and your dog get at this, you can start training with other people in the home. You can start training and having friends come over. Just let them know ahead of time that you are working with your dog to replace this jumping behavior with a different behavior. So let them know exactly what you expect of them when they walk in the door. Make sure they have treats on hand, and they can ask your dog to sit or stay, or you can ask your dog to sit or stay depending on the level of difficulty you want to provide to your dog. And you can start increasing levels of difficulty as you and your dog get really, really good at this. So again, the key to any behavior is that we want to replace it. If we have a negative behavior, something we don't like that our dog is doing, we want to replace it with something that we do want our dog to be doing. And of course, the best way to do that is with positive reinforcement. All right, if you have any questions at all, please make sure you leave a comment in the comments below. Let me know what is going on with you and your dog, why you clicked on this video. Let me know if you're going through the beginner dog training series. Let me know how things are going and how you're progressing with your dog. Leave comments below. Another really great way to connect with me and let me know what's going on with you and your dog, because I want to know. I want to know how old your dog is, what kind of dog you have, what are you working on, like what is going on with you and your dog. I want want to know. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to share in the wins too. Join the group. Join the family. There are thousands of other pet parents that are just waiting to welcome you. There is a link in the description below to go ahead and join the group so you can share what's going on with you and your dog and get help if you need it. As always, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. When you do, a bell will appear. Click the bell, select all notifications. That way YouTube can notify you every time I post a new video and you never miss another video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and I will see you in our next video. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another video.